Hey everyone, so if you're building with AI agents or you're just trying to keep up with where all this is going, you've probably heard the letters MCP floating around. Today, we're going to break down exactly what the Model Context Protocol is, and more importantly, why it might just be the key to unlocking the real power of AI.
All right, let's just jump right in with a big question. We've got these incredible AI agents that are getting smarter by the day. But here's the thing, how do they connect to the real world? How do they tap into your company's live database or call a web API to get you an answer that's actually useful and up to the minute? And that really is the heart of the challenge, right? You can think of these powerful AI models as brilliant minds, but they're kind of locked in a box. They've got all this amazing intelligence, but they're cut off from the dynamic, messy, ever-changing data that they need to do anything truly practical for us. So, how do we get them out of that box? Well, this is where the Model Context Protocol, or MCP, steps in. The best way to think about it is as a kind of universal language, a new open-source standard that's built from the ground up to let AI and data sources talk to each other. No confusion, no lost in translation. So what is it really? At its core, MCP is basically a standardized bridge. It's an open-source rulebook that lets any agent talk to any data source. This is a game changer because it means you don't have to build these fragile, custom-made connectors for every single tool you want to use. It just creates that common ground for everything to communicate. So how does this bridge actually get built? Well, MCP isn't just a single piece of software. It's really an architecture, and it's made up of 3 core parts that all have to work together perfectly. Let's break down what they are. Okay, first up, you've got the MCP host. This is the part that you, the user, actually see and interact with. It's your app. It could be a chatbot, it could be a fancy AI assistant running right inside your code editor. Whatever that front-end experience is, that's the host. It's where your journey starts. Next up in the chain, we have the MCP Server. Think of this as the secure gateway to your data. It's the component that sits right next to your actual databases and APIs, and its whole job is to manage access and expose that data as a set of tools that the agent can then use. It's like the bouncer for your data. And this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, the MCP protocol itself. This is the glue that holds it all together. It's the digital highway, the transport layer, that connects the host and the server, making sure that all the messages they send back and forth are standardized, reliable, and understood by both sides. Now here's where the MCP server really shines. Its flexibility. It is incredibly versatile. It honestly doesn't care what kind of data you're throwing at it. We're talking relational databases, NoSQL, any kind of API you can imagine, or heck, even just local files sitting on your computer. The server can connect to it. That's what makes this standard so incredibly powerful. Okay, so that's all the theory. It sounds good on paper, but what does this actually look like when it's working? Let's walk through a super simple example, from the moment you ask a question to the moment you get an answer, and see how all these pieces come together. All right, let's trace this whole thing. It all starts with you asking your app a simple question: how many customers do I have? The first thing that happens is your app, the host, pings the server and asks, hey, what tools have you got for me? The server might reply back saying, I've got a database query tool. Great. Then the host takes your question and that list of available tools and sends it all over to the big brain, the LLM, to make a plan. The LLM looks at it and says, aha, to answer that, I need to use the database query tool. It tells the host its decision. The host then turns around and tells the server, okay, execute that tool. The server runs the query, gets the number, sends it back, and finally, the LLM polishes that raw data into a nice, friendly sense for you. See, it's like this perfectly choreographed dance, and it's all made possible by MCP. So now that you've seen it in action, why should you really actually care about this? What's the bigger picture here? Not just for developers, but for, everybody. I mean, this quote really just says it all, doesn't it? Universal connectivity. It's about connecting your data to any agent. But the idea of a real standard like this goes so much deeper than just convenience. This is about unlocking innovation on a massive scale. Just think about it for a second. When everybody agrees on how the pipes connect, you can stop spending all your time on the plumbing and actually focus on the amazing things that can flow through them. For developers, this just smashes the barrier to entry for creating powerful new agents. For businesses, it means you can finally connect these new AIs to your old legacy data systems without a huge headache. And for the entire industry, it creates this healthy ecosystem where the best agent wins, not just the one that has the most custom-built integrations. And that really brings us to the final thought I want to leave you with today. Just take a second and really think about this question. What becomes possible? What huge, complex problems can we finally solve when any AI can securely and seamlessly tap into any data source in the world? The potential is just staggering. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?